Okay, don't worry. This is just a rehearsal. The cameras aren't on. Oh, hello everyone.
It's the show that keeps you up to date about Butler and the community, right here on the campus edge. Welcome to another installment of Butler's favorite video magazine show.
Of course, we're the only video magazine show produced by Butler, but we're still good.
I agree. Brent, when you think of March, what comes to mind?
I'd say St. Patrick's Day, but over the years it's changed quite a bit. To find out what people know, I asked them in our first story.
Well, folks, it's the month of March, meaning everyone's favorite holiday is here. St. Patrick's Day, the holiday that celebrates leprechauns and green-colored beer. But I feel a lot of people aren't aware of the actual origins of St. Patrick's Day, considering how much it's vastly changed over the decades this holiday has been around. So let's go ask some people what they believe the origins of St. Patrick's Day truly is.
Not much. What I do know is that people like to drink on that holiday. But other than that, like, you wear green, and if you don't, you get pinched. I'm really not an expert on that holiday.
Patrick's Day? Not a lot, actually. I know about the saint, but I'm not too sure of his history. I know it involves snakes, but that's about it.
Now that we've asked some students what they believe the origins of the holiday are, let's see what the actual origins of this holiday actually is. So, St. Patrick's Day originally started off as a religious holiday, celebrating the patron saint of Ireland himself, St. Patrick, for driving all the snakes out of Ireland. But over time, the holiday has morphed more from a religious celebration to more of a cultural celebration, with it predominantly being celebrating the Irish culture. From their food and drink, but most predominantly their Irish beer. Just remember, when celebrating this holiday, be sure to wear green so you don't get pinched, and be sure to take some time and enjoy it with friends and family. This is Brenton with Campus Edge, signing off.
Whether it's 2-year or 4-year, men's or women's, March Madness is the kind of disease I love to catch each year. That's why I broke it down in our next story.
What's going on, fellow Grizzlies? Welcome to Bracketology 101. This is your spot for all things March Madness. I'm your host, Grayson Jenson here, and today we will be diving into how the biggest men's basketball tournament is making waves right here at Butler Community College. Whether you're a diehard Hoops fan or just someone that likes to fill out brackets, March Madness brings the hype, and there's no denying that. Each and every year, thousands of people gather around their television sets just to watch some friendly old basketball, and it can be some of the most entertaining things of your life. As I remember in 2008 and 2022, when the team on my shirt, the Kansas Jayhawks, won the men's national basketball tournament, and that was a very special moment for me. I mean, those are two memories that will probably be ingrained in my head forever. But let's talk about those brackets. Every year, we see underdogs shock the world in bracketology, like St. Peter's, a 15 seed, which is the second lowest seed in the tournament. Of all 68 teams, they were 64th through 60th. And they made it all the way to the Elite Eight, which is the last 8 teams in 2022, which is unheard of, by the way. That is, taboo for a lot of people, but as you can tell and as we see now, basketball keeps evolving, and I think that everybody and their brother is just getting involved in basketball, and so there's a lot of parity now, if that makes sense. 16 seeds are beating 1 seeds more than they ever have, as the last 7 years, 10 years have had more 16 seeds too beat than the last 50, which was 0.
I know it's going to be hard to top our first two stories. After all, we made them.
But I'm sure our colleagues will rise up to the occasion. We've got more Campus Edge coming up, so keep watching.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
Helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Welcome back. In our next story, we learn the importance of friends and the idea, adopt, don't shop.
Grayson, you mean you adopt your friends? I admit it sounds better than buying them, but still.
Only my furry friends, like those you can get at the Hickory Hollow Animal Rescue. Reporter Tess visited, and here's what she found out.
Everyone needs a furry friend that will bring happiness in their lives, and Leon, Kansas, Hickory Hollow Animal Rescue is a perfect place to meet your best friend while helping the mission to safely adopt those in need.
I would explain Hickory as a animal sanctuary / shelter, so we're a no-kill shelter. So we take in animals, we try to get them adopted, and then some of them, they just stay here and it's just their forever home here because they probably won't get adopted out. We have cats and we have dogs, and those are our main ones. Those are all the ones that we have that are adoptable, and then we also have 4 horses and 6 donkeys. Usually it's online. A lot of our stuff is on Facebook, and then we also have a website. So, and then Sarah, my manager, her phone number is on the Hickory, like whenever you Google it, you can find her number and you can just call her, or you can message us on Facebook, and that's how you kind of start the adoption process. But we schedule like a meet and greet with you and whatever animal you want to come see, or if you want to come see multiple animals, we just schedule a time for you to come out and we show you the animals, and then we pretty much go from there. I started here, I was taking online classes, so I got a degree in elementary education, and then I started taking the online classes through Butler for a certificate in entrepreneurship, and I was looking for a part-time job while I was doing that, and I was also dog sitting, and then I saw that there was a job opening here at Hickory, and so I decided to start doing that because it went with my schedule, and I was just working with the dogs and doing cleaning stuff at first, and that was about 2 years ago. And then I kind of quickly started moving up and started taking on more, and then about 6 months in is when I started to be the assistant manager. So first thing, we come in, we feed all the dogs, and we get them all to their outside pens as long as the weather is nice. If the weather isn't nice, they all have to stay in, but we feed everybody, and then we kind of clean up for the dogs, and then we go into all the cat rooms and we feed the cats, and then we clean up everything that they have done overnight because cats are usually more active overnight. So we have to clean up after about 70 cats. And then after that, we kind of just we walk our dogs, we take them out and play with them, work with them, and then we restock all the rooms and we give out meds for cats, and that's pretty much how the day goes.
Reporting for Campus Edge, I'm Tess Hargrove.
Did you know Butler Community College has a real broadcast and streaming radio station?
Yeah, I did. Because we're both on the air. KBTL 88.1, The Grizz.
And do you know what goes on in the life of a college DJ?
Yes, once again, we both work at the station, but I bet most of our audience doesn't know the blood, sweat, and tears we pour into each one of our shows.
And that's why reporter Andew Wiele interviewed me in the station to find out all the dirty details. Hello, I'm Brent Caselman. My DJ name is Dapper Man, and I host Cinema Chord. Alrighty, good afternoon, folks. I'm your host, Dapper Dan Man, and today on Cinema Chord, we're going to be taking a look at some brand new movie scores you've probably never heard of, or have heard of. Anyways.
What is your radio show about?
Pretty much, I play movie scores and TV show scores, or songs that just fit the genre of the show I'm doing.
What made you want to do radio?
Just kind of on it because of my scholarship.
What would you say the most challenging part about being a radio host is?
I'd say probably the most challenging is remembering to press record. We kind of tend to have issues on forgetting that, like 20 minutes into our show.
Can you take me through, like, what a typical radio shift looks like for you from, like, 15 minutes before to, like, during and after?
Pretty much for prep work, I scour through about usually 2 to 4 hours worth of music from different movies or TV shows. Compile them all into a playlist, and once that's done, we pretty much use these music logs. We write out what time they start and what the name of the track is, the artist behind it, and the label or the album it's from. Then after that, you pretty much just press record and you're on air for 2 hours.
And that's the last story for this edition of The Campus Edge.
You can check out this and other episodes of The Campus Edge, along with comedy and short films on our YouTube channel, Arktos Moving Images.
Be sure to keep watching. But for now, this has been
The Campus Edge.